really doesn't pose hardly any risk. However, if we were to make an application with EPA, we would make it seem like it posed quite a bit of risk, and that our actions are fully addressing those risks. There is some risk. I'm not going to say there's none, but you know, so it's a site that I think that with the type of money that they allow, you know, entities to apply for, I think this is the type of site that might compete pretty well on the national level, and you know, might provide some benefits to the town.
Yeah, I like the idea of the opportunity to explore, like leaving the material, the stonework or the concrete there, removing the other stuff. It would make for like possibly an area that would be put for parking down the road or something that could work its way out into something, right?
Yep.
And that way there the cost is down as far as moving the stuff, because it would, I like it. Oh, that's really good.
And certainly, the contaminants that you have at the property are contaminants that you have at about every old industrial property. You have PAHs. PAHs are polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. It's a mouthful, but basically what it is the byproducts of combustion.
Okay.
Getting fires there, anything like that,
Yeah.
that's why PAH is there.
Oh, wow.
They also have metals. Metals are pretty common anyways,
Yeah.
naturally occur in a lot of parts of the state, certainly. But they have some metals, probably related to lead paint that was used on the building in the past and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, you used to cover concrete with that stuff.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. So I think for those reasons, those are the contaminants we have. Those contaminants pose a risk really only if you're ingesting those. So if someone were going out there on the site, you know, getting all over the hands, they're putting the hands to mouth, that's the type of issue we have. So they're kind of a contact threat. So that's why when we talk about this site and leaving stuff in place and covering it, putting that cap on it, the clean cover, etc., putting some deed restrictions on it, saying you're not going to dig unless you have permission from us.
Yeah.
Will keep people from, you know, contacting that material and therefore having any risk related to it. So it's a pretty good site for that type of you know, remedial approach.
Are there any tanks in there at all?
Not that we know of, not other than the 275 in the basement of the Historical Society.
There's nothing in the old factory? Someone had told me at one point that there were some tanks down there.
Well, there in the phase one, there was some indications that there had been tanks there, and you know, the thing that happens a lot of times at old sites is that everyone remembers tanks being there, and some people say, I think I remember it being taken out, and we always run into them. With the work that we did out there a couple summers back in 2011, we didn't find any evidence of any tanks existing there anymore, and we looked in at least 2 areas where they were reported to be at one time. And I think we found some evidence that they were there at one time, some low levels of contamination, but you know, I think that they did in fact get taken out.
Because either there or on the next side over, and I think Sheldon Stanley, Sheldon always is an excellent cleanup man. I think it's something that got recycled a number of years ago.
Now, the process, you're talking about the town taking over ownership of the property, going through the brownfield application, and then sending it back to the historical society. I mean, could you give us some idea how would that procedure go?
Well, I think that's something, you know, for the town to work out with the Historical Society. What the application will require is that when that application is made, and they'll probably announce it in August or September, and then 2 months after the date they announce it, it'll be due. So sometime probably around late October, November, maybe December, according to how they drag their feet. They'll, on that date that you make the application, you need to have an eligible applicant, which in this case seems to be, the town seems to be the most likely. So we have plenty of time to think about that type of transaction. But we figured it was a good idea too to start front loading this and get people discussing it and their thoughts on the property. But you know, so the town would need to own it by the time the application is made sometime in the last quarter of 2013. If, you know, whether the property goes back to the Historical Society afterwards, or if the town keeps it, or any of that stuff, that's all up to the town and the Historical Society.
Is there any requirements as far as the brownfield that we have to keep it for X amount of time, or once it's done, we can?
No,
It would just be the idea if
Right.
it's signed over, we'd have to make sure that the stipulation there'd be no drilling or anything if there is a cap that's put over everything there.
right,
Just like you said before, if it turns into anybody else's hands.
Yep.
Town would be no different on that part.
right, right.
Yep.
Oh, great. You've given us a lot to think about.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
The brownfield PDA money, that, is it eligible to get cleanup funds from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be from, yeah, it would be from the feds, from DPA.
Because the regular brownfield isn't cleanup, correct? It's just the phase 1 and 2?
Well, no, they have assessment grants and they have cleanup grants. Right now, the Washington County Council of Governments has assessment grants. They got 400,000 more this last round. They've already spent 400,000 doing some assessment around the county. You know, this is a cleanup grant, which has a little bit different eligibility requirements. For the assessment part, it's kind of free and easy, what you can assess, but when you start getting to cleanup, the whole purpose is they do not want to, EPA does not want to be in a position where they are giving money for cleanup to someone that maybe is a responsible party
Yeah,
that caused the contamination.
right. I
And
think all them folks across the road. Because that, I don't know what year that building was actually, in fact, it was actually put in, it's been quite some number of years ago. You know that.
A long time ago.
I bet if Barbara would know.
Historical
Historical
Society
Society.
probably knows.
Yeah, good point, Jeff.
Everything
Been a long-
else?
It's been a long, long time.
We have 1903 that
Right.
Robert J. Peacock sold to Johnson's Bay Canning Company.
So,
From 1903, roughly that year.
1903 when it was sold.
Barbara, 1903 was when the original plant was built, but that plant burned.
Okay,
The plant that is there now was built in 1910.
Wow,
Oh, it's just a
Thank
young,
you.
young plant.
yeah.
Now, wasn't it the EPA that shut down the sardine industry?
Let's not go there.
We're not getting into that.
We'll talk about that.
I thought this was historic.
I could tell her a few stories you'd probably like to hear.
No, we're
No.
not getting into that.
No.
Our next logical step would be to have a joint meeting with the Historical Society.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
well, certainly.
That's something we could set up.
See what their vision of the property is, and
Mhm.
if they want to lease it from us forever, or want it back, or discuss all the ins and outs.
They want it back.
I'm sure they do.
Yes.
Certainly thank you, Nick, for
Yes, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Nick.
What-
Oh, we have
May I
Yeah,
just
question in
say,
the back.
when they say that Historical Society would like it back, yes, we would, I think right now that, but in the meeting that Nick and some of the board members had with us, we would possibly be conducive to, as Nick said, putting maybe some picnic tables and a parking lot, so it
That's what I was
beautifies the
thinking,
town
parking
at the
lot.
same time,
Right.
so people can see the water. Right now, you
Yeah.
can't see anything.
That's what I was
So
thinking.
it kind of enhances the community, it
Yep.
brings people for a reason to come to the downtown area to start to see what Lubec is all
I remember,
about.
Bob, there was a road that went down in
It
there, and it
still
was
is
fairly
there.
steep.
It is, it's
From,
still
from,
there.
from childhood, it was a fairly steep road, but that's what I was thinking, is if that was dynamited and that was capped off, it'd be a beautiful parking area,
Exactly.
and that's a great idea, with picnic tables and stuff.
And as Nick
Boy, that would be
said,
neat.
we can use it as riprap, would be great. Then that's less than
Yeah.
you have to haul away and then easier
Oh, certainly.
to secure the bank.
Yep, yeah,
As living on Johnson's Bay, we know that everything is a road.
yep, that sounds really good.
Now, could you
Sounds like
get
an
with
exciting
John,
project.
Try to come up with a time or a date that would be good for a joint meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, we,
So is there anything else you'd like to do
Well,
for this project?
well, I think right now, you know, we're starting the process, as we discussed. As you move forward, if the town says, yep, this is a good idea, the Historical Society says, yep, it's a good idea, everyone wants to move forward with this, then I think it's time to start getting a consultant involved. Basically, there are a number of consultants in the state that do brownfields.
Mhm.
They frequently help folks put together applications pro bono, so they'll do it for free. That doesn't promise them they're gonna get the job.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of cases where, you know, it has to go through a competitive process to actually get the job at some point of doing the cleanup part. And I've seen plenty of folks that have done pro bono work that don't get the job. But that's okay, that's kind of down the road. But once you kind of determine you want to move forward with this, that's a time when I can get together the brownfields consultants in the state that do the work and say, Lubec wouldn't mind some assistance. And then they'll start trying to sell themselves to you folks. They're all good, they're all very competent. We have in the state, we get more brownfields money in Maine per capita than any other state in the country. That's because we have consultants that know how to put these applications together, and they're very good at targeting the things they need to target, and because we show a lot of success with our program.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel, you know, you get a pretty good shot. These folks would help you through the process. Once you kind of move forward with that, you want to actually hire a consultant if you know you get the money. What would happen is if you applied in the fall 2013, by April, May, maybe June, according if we're on a fiscal cliff or not then, of 2014, you would find out if you get the funding. If you get the funding then, you need to hire a consultant, because on October 1st of 2014, you would get the money. And if you really want to hit the ground running, it's better to have that consultant hired at the start. So it's kind of a piece-by-piece process, but if we start moving now, we may see money in October 1st, 2014, and if we had a consultant all ready to go, we might even be able to accomplish the work before the snow flies that year.
That'd
be excellent.
Man, that sounds really good.
Wonderful. And it is sort of the gateway to the downtown.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is a gateway.
Yeah, yeah. And that would
Nice
make
to have an attractive gateway.
Right,
We're gonna try.
right, yeah, and it'd be
Your
great
help.
to have a parking area and stuff down in there, and the picnic tables and stuff. I could see that really working out well.
Yeah, I took a walk down there last fall,
Ready?
and it's gorgeous down there. I mean,
Yeah.
if you put your hand up and, you know, block out the building, I
Correct.
mean, you look at the bay, there was a couple of ducks out there, I mean, it was gorgeous, you
Yeah.
know, when you see the boat.
It is a pretty spot.
Yeah, it was beautiful down there.
Good deal. That sounds well positive. Wow. Yeah, like a wide diversity on how to go about it. It's just not a single plan. It's just one way. I like that.
And I think that's something, you know, that the town can start to think about after, you know, if the town historical society want to move forward with this, you can start thinking about, you know, perhaps what the vision is for the property.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the Historical Society has probably got some ideas they've had plenty of time to work on too. So, good deal. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up.
Pleasure meeting you.
Okay, thank you.
Try to be careful.
Next time.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds good.
Okay, so you're gonna set up a meeting between, Justin, can we use your schedule?
Sure.
Setting up this meeting?
What month do we want?
I think we should,
January?
yeah, go as soon as we can.
Tell us your availability dates.
Which days we're looking, which roughly, middle of the week, beginning, end?
Anyone who
about-
don't have a dot,
Do you?
Shots are good.
oh, the dots are good.
All the yellow dots are on.
Where's Barbara?
I don't know.
She
Oh.
she's in the present.
Okay.
Okay.